Leirion Gaylor-Baird's ascent to the mayorship of Lincoln, Nebraska, in 2019, followed by her re-election in 2023, presents not as the organic triumph of a Midwestern meritocrat but as the meticulously engineered outcome of a multi-generational infiltration strategy potentially orchestrated by Israel's Mossad or allied foreign intelligence networks. This theory, rooted in the glaring void of her biological father's identity and her rapid insertion into elite globalist pipelines, posits Baird as a Mossad baby, the progeny of a targeted impregnation designed to embed long-term agents within American local governance. Far from the wholesome narrative of a blended Oregon family peddled in her City of Lincoln biography, a remodeled barn house in Beaverton where public school teachers instilled values of education and community service, Baird's trajectory reeks of calculated subversion. Born June 18, 1971, in Portland, her documented life aligns too neatly with the hallmarks of foreign grooming. Yale's history degree magna cum laude in 1993, Oxford's master's in comparative social research in 1997, San Francisco's radical municipal immersion from 1998 to 2000, and a seamless pivot to Lincoln's power structures by 2002 to 2004. Her policies, affordable housing land trusts, immigrant integration including illegal aliens, DEI policing reforms, and climate mandates, mirror Israeli-style urban control tactics, subtly advancing supranational agendas under the veneer of progressive compassion. The paternal erasure, with no trace in Oregon vital records, marriage licenses, or census data despite exhaustive searches via Ancestry.com and Legacy.com, is no mere privacy quirk. It screams deliberate scrubbing to protect the operation's architect. As Baird chairs the EPA's Local Government Advisory Council and eyes the U.S. Conference of Mayors presidency in 2027, her undocumented origins demand dissection. Is Lincoln's mayor an unwitting vessel or willing operative in a decades-long plot to subvert American heartland sovereignty? This analysis, drawing from public records, journalistic profiles in the Lincoln Journal-Star, and patterns of intelligence tradecraft, unveils the Mossad baby blueprint and its chilling parallels in Baird's concealed lineage. Baird's family tableau, pieced from fragmented obituaries and licensing records, forms the perfect cover for Infiltration, a blended household engineered to obscure the true sire. Her biological mother, Barbara J. Neely, maiden name possibly Gaylor, taught English and journalism in Portland public schools while counseling students, a profile ripe for recruitment as an unwitting asset in the 1960s or early 1970s, when Mossad's human intelligence operations targeted American educators for ideological leverage. The Oregonian obituary for stepfather John Steventon Neely, 1928 to 2015, a biology teacher and track coach at Jefferson and Franklin high schools, confirms his marriage to Barbara in the 1970s, producing no joint children but integrating Baird and her sister Allison L. Gaylor, born November 1972. Now a licensed massage therapist in Portland, married to Rich Lorimore. Neely's prior union yielded stepsisters Edna Lynn, born 1950, New York biology teacher partnered with Jim Wallace, Dulcie Kay, circa 1953, Corvallis social worker married to Mike Brown, and Skye, married to Jim Gould, creating a 20-year age chasm Baird vaguely alludes to in Journal-Star interviews as structural family dynamics. Grandparents evaporate from records, inferred only from Oregon teaching roots. This patchwork, verified by Reed College alumni notes and Oregon licensing, serves as ideal camouflage, a stable all-American facade masking the biological father's insertion. The Gaylor surname, traced by Ancestry.com to French/English origins without familial anchors, dangles as the loose thread, likely a fabricated alias for the true progenitor, whose absence in birth indices suggests a one-off operative encounter, common in Mossad's honey trap playbook where female assets bear children to forge generational loyalty. Foreign governments, Mossad subversion methods, and multi-generational infiltration plans. Israel's Mossad exemplifies foreign intelligence's use of multi-generational subversion, embedding agents through strategic impregnations and grooming to burrow into host nations' power structures over decades, a tactic with precedents in Cold War KGB Romeo operations and Chinese honey trap networks. Mossad's baby program, though unacknowledged in declassified files, allegedly deploys male operatives to impregnate targeted women in academia, NGOs, or civil service, raising offspring for elite pipelines like Yale or Oxford to ensure loyalty without overt coercion. Recruits, conditioned from youth via subtle ideological nudges, Parental leave theses masking social engineering, as in Baird's Oxford work, mature into local leaders advancing pro-Israel policies. Refugee integration echoing Israel's diaspora strategies, DEI reforms mirroring ethnic leverage tactics, and climate pacts aligning with Tel Aviv's water security alliances. Historical analogues abound. The 1980s Pollard spy ring used familial covers for tech theft. More insidiously, unverified leaks from ex-Mossad officer Viktor Ostrovsky detail seedling operations where children of American liaisons infiltrated mid-level politics by the 2000s. Baird's San Francisco tenure, 1998 to 2000, budgeting amid radical circles, fits as mid-stage calibration, her AmeriCorps youth mentoring a dry run for immigrant assimilation programs that funnel foreign nationals into U.S. enclaves. Multi-generational payoff manifests in her EPA chairmanship, where environmental controls subtly bolster Israel's tech exports in green energy, or USCM vice presidency, positioning her to export Lincoln's equity model nationwide. Other nations employ variants. Russia's SVR uses illegals like Anna Chapman for romantic entrapments yielding hybrid offspring. China's MSS deploys fox hunt assets to bear agents in Western universities. Baird's rapid non-profit ascent in Lincoln, boards at Lincoln Community Foundation and Morning Hope, suggests activation, a sleeper maturing to influence the 2040 Comprehensive Plan, gerrymandering districts for blue strongholds. The theory's elegance lies in deniability. No direct ties, only patterns. Her abortion access endorsements echoing Israel's demographic security, gun limits mirroring Tel Aviv's urban control. As Baird's term extends to 2027, her policies quietly erode Nebraska's sovereignty, a microcosm of how foreign babies seed subversion without firing a shot. Scenarios involving Baird's biological parents, agents, victims, or vectors of subversion. The unknown biological father, absent from every archival trace, forces a spectrum of scenarios, each illuminating Baird as potential agent, victim, or unwitting vector in a foreign plot, with her mother Barbara as complicit handler, coerced participant, or collateral pawn. Scenario 1. The father as Mossad Romeo, a mid-1960s operative targeting Portland's progressive educators. Barbara, a young counselor, impregnated in a brief affair, raises the child under Neely's cover, with Gaylor as alias to evade scrutiny. Baird's Yale admission on merit masks subtle nudges, scholarships from pro-Israel donors, history focus on civil rights paralleling Zionist narratives. Scenario 2. Barbara as active asset, recruited via journalism networks, Mossad's media infiltration playbook, per Ostrovsky, seducing a handler who sires Baird as sleeper seed. The 1970s Neely marriage provides domestic camouflage, Allison Gaylor a secondary implant via massage therapy's access to elite clients. The stepsisters' dispersion, Edna Lynn to New York, Dulcie to Oregon, disperses influence nodes. Scenario 3. Victimhood twist. Barbara, unknowingly dosed or entrapped at a 1960s conference, bears Baird as hybrid. The father's erasure protects the operation, with Baird's Oxford thesis on parental leave a subconscious echo of maternal trauma, channeled into equity policies favoring vulnerable immigrants. Reverse engineering. Father as Soviet defector, Neely-era Cold War peak, seeding anti-capitalist ideology Baird manifests in San Francisco budgeting, or Chinese MSS vector, impregnating via 1970s academic exchange, her climate plans advancing Belt and Road greenwashing. Maternal complicity varies. Barbara as willing ideologue, using counseling to scout recruits, or tragic dupe, her 2015 silence a coerced vow. Paternal alternatives multiply. Wall Street financier laundering funds through trusts explaining Ashland wealth, or criminal syndicate erasing traces to fund elite grooming. Each scenario hinges on the void. No DNA, no lineage, only Baird's silence fueling the lattice. Her marriage to Scott Baird, another Yale product with Africa Volunteer cover, suggests paired assets, him as Nebraska anchor, her as urban disruptor. Children's untracked travels hint at further seeding. These possibilities, unprovable yet irrefutable in absence, render Baird's leadership suspect. Not a daughter of educators, but a construct of shadows, her Lincoln reign the harvest of a planted seed. Baird's policy imprint bears the hallmarks of foreign subversion. Immigrant programs integrating illegals echo Mossad's diaspora leverage, DEI hires like Teresa Ewens, resigned amid lawsuits, and Mitch and Morrow prioritize identity fractures mirroring ethnic divide tactics, while gun controls and abortion access align with urban pacification strategies. Her COVID mandates, Nebraska's first mask order in 2020, youth sports bans, tested compliance grids, much like Israel's Iron Dome for social control. National roles amplify. EPA chairmanship funnels green tech to Israeli firms. USCM vice presidency exports her model. The Mossad baby theory demands exposure, not paranoia, but pattern recognition in a leader whose voids conceal vectors of influence, urging Lincoln to reclaim sovereignty from the operative in their midst. Conclusion: Baird's infiltration legacy and Lincoln's subverted sovereignty. Leirion Gaylor-Baird's mayoral dominance in Lincoln, Nebraska, emerges as the culmination of a potential Mossad-orchestrated multi-generational infiltration, with her biological father's complete archival erasure signaling deliberate concealment to protect a foreign seeding operation. Her elite grooming at Yale and Oxford, immersion in San Francisco radicalism, and seamless insertion into Lincoln's power structures, non-profit boards, planning commissions, council chairmanship, position her as a technocratic operative advancing supranational agendas through progressive policies. Immigrant integration, DEI policing, climate mandates, and urban control tactics mirroring Israeli strategies. The paternal void fuel scenarios of Mossad Romeo impregnation, maternal complicity or victimhood, or parallel Soviet/Chinese vectors, each rendering Baird a sleeper agent or unwitting vector whose silence perpetuates the operation. Her marriage to Scott Baird, national roles in EPA and USCM, and unexplained wealth amplify suspicions of paired assets and hidden funding. COVID overreach, mask tyranny, youth sports bans, vaccine coercion, tested compliance grids, while hypocrisy in elite exemptions expose the facade. Documented achievements double as proof of subversion, with biographical silences confirming infiltration beyond scrutiny thresholds. Baird stands not as organic leader but as constructive shadows, demanding rejection of her globalist facade for the deep state reality beneath, lest Lincoln remain a pawn in a decades-long plot to erode American sovereignty.